second time we doing this in my backyard. Last time we had a lot of haters and trolls. If that's who you are, do what you got to do. I won't even be really paying attention to you. But anyways, hopefully everybody's having a good day. So basically, certain things that have happened lately. Sorry about the wind, but it's a beautiful day in Northern Virginia. Anyways, for the most part, so the reason why a lot of people, some but not all, could end up being poor for the rest of their lives, the idea of the 50-year mortgage. Now, some people like I'm not getting political. I don't care if Humpty Dumpty put a policy out in regards to the idea of a 50-year mortgage. I think for some people it could work because some people will never be able to own a house at the current rate of where the real estate market is. So that's number one. With the traditional 15 to 30-year mortgage and whatnot, our mortgage and a traditional 30-year mortgage. But then it's like, hey, who does this benefit? Corporate America. Corporate America runs America, regardless who's in the White House, governor's house, or mayor's house. Um, but to add on to one thing in particular, um, with the interest, that's where the bankers will make way more money and whatnot, and it'll benefit the local county government or city government with the property taxes, and it will benefit the insurance companies um, a lot longer with the 50-year mortgage. All right, that's one aspect of it. Another aspect of it is that with the 15-year car loan and whatnot, the same principles apply. Where the banks it'll benefit the banks, it'll benefit the dealerships, and it'll benefit the insurance companies all at the same time. You know, make it easier for the dealerships to move more inventory because they have an inventory crisis because a lot of people cannot afford to buy a car. You know, so once again, it'll keep you in debt. So between because basically the reason why I say this is because I know the world has changed now, but the one good thing about the Dame Ramsey's mindset and the generation of my grandparents and great grandparents is that the whole principle of not being in debt, the whole principle of the only real debt that they had during those days, the WW2 days and the Vietnam War era days, is most people didn't have crazy car debt. You know, it was really a mortgage. You know, that was the biggest debt that most people had. The idea of even having credit, you know, layaway was the big thing back in those days, not having credit cards and things of that nature. So is there anything wrong with having credit cards? No, I have a credit card. Is there anything wrong with having a mortgage? No, I have a mortgage and whatnot. But the idea of having a 50-year mortgage on a home that I'm going to live in just doesn't seem appetizing to me. Now, if I had a 50-year mortgage on a building, a commercial property that I owned, that's going to generate me a multitude of income, that's another way to look at it. But then another way is a person could benefit from having a 50-year mortgage if they wanted to rent out the rooms and have the people pay the mortgage for them, and then they put themselves in a position of where they could bank money and put that money into other investments. I'm not giving out investment advice. All I'm saying is that's one way that could help become another asset for a person in regards to buying a home. Because this whole traditional, I'm just going to get married and have kids and live in a home, that's cool for people who are rich, but people that are regular everyday working people, it's not working so much for. That's why you have Gen Z opting to not have children and get married. They even have certain younger people, the Gen Zs, that are big on the mindset of possible socialism. That's why when Davi got elected in New York, are you fans? Am I talking about socialism being good or bad? No, I don't care either. But this isn't talk. I'm not talking about this to be argumentative. I want to argue how I can make some more money. If you want to argue about that, cool. Let's have that conversation. But if you want to argue about politics, I think both sides are full of it, so there's nothing to argue about. But anyways, so I leave it at that. But basically, in a time frame where more and more people are just, as they say, you will own nothing and you'll be happy about it. You'll own nothing and you'll be happy about it. And if that's the world that we live in, then so be it. But has this been fully implemented yet in regards to a 50-year mortgage and a 15-year on a home and the 15-year-old car loan? No, it hasn't been 100% fully implemented yet. Could it? Who knows? It's a possible yes or no, but it's up to the people to opt for it. Nobody's going to have to force you into it. You have to do. It's like I said before, when the housing market collapsed in 2007 and 8. You got to make the adult decision. Either you're going to go for it or not. You got to read the paperwork and say yay or nay. It's up to you. Put your big boy pants on, put your big girl pants on, and go for it. Some people want to argue about this, and I'm just like, well, for me, it doesn't work. It doesn't make sense to have a 15-year car loan for somebody who's never had a car payment in his life at 42 years old. I've always bought my older vehicles, cash money. I don't need to floss on anybody or show off to anybody. My mindset is my bank account and my assets need to look way better than my car and my house. But that's just me. Everybody else is different. A lot of people, like the finer things in life. There's nothing wrong with that. A lot of people want to show off to other people, and that's fine. I've never been that type and don't want to ever be that type. I let my lifestyle speak for itself. So, anyways, On that note, that's all I have. I think for me personally, the 50-year mortgage doesn't make sense unless it's on a property that I know it could generate income. But for some people, the goal is to truly become a homeowner. And if they have a home that, if they need a 50-year mortgage in order for them to get a home, then so be it. I mean, it's nothing to argue about. It's really black and white. Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. It's really that simple. Same thing with a car loan. There's certain people that want to have their dream car, their nice fancy vehicle. So if they have to finance that vehicle for 15 years, so be it. But that's up to them making the choice. Don't be that individual at past the age of 25 buying this stuff and then getting online and complaining about it, because then I'm going to laugh at you. Because if you read the paperwork and you did the homework, the deal really benefits you because it makes you feel good inside, and the deal benefits the bank because they're able to generate, giving you a loan and getting the interest payments off of you. So it is what it is. So hopefully everybody has a good day. I'm out of here. Do the great three things: like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. Make money moves like a fool. Saying Spanish. Bienvenido a la vida. Welcome to the life. I'm out.